You're muted.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
How's it
Jade,
going?
Have you met my new Josie yet?
I have not, but you followed me on the TikTok, so I gave you a follow back there.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
The talk.
Awesome.
We're already friends. We're good.
We're in it.
Do you like being on TikTok? Because I haven't joined yet, Jade. And Josie
Yeah.
for not being on it.
I hate it. It's,
No.
I'm just not. Everyone's like, my management's like, you have to get it because it's all the cool kids are doing these days, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. I just gotta do George Strait covers and call it a day.
People probably
Right.
love that though.
Don't listen to this guy. No offense, Jade.
Just that you don't listen to him.
Don't listen to this guy. You need to get TikTok. It's
I
important.
got it, but like no one cares. I'm just like, all right, these darn Gen Zs or whatever you call them.
You got to use the right hashtags, you know?
Just say, I hate this thing. Management's made me doing it.
Do you guys think that we'll get to a place where social media completely goes away?
No.
In a perfect world.
See, I kind of do.
You think
Because
so?
I feel like we're at a place right now where it's gone like so far this way. Like there's so many places to be online. We're sharing every possible thing online. And I think there's going to be some generation that goes like, I'm over it. I'm not doing it.
Or the Russians.
Maybe.
I can see the Russians. That's what I'm guessing.
Hey, did you bring your tinfoil hat to this interview or?
I didn't know.
How are you, man? How are things?
Oh, busy. I just went to Ontario. I did a music video or whatever, so I'm still peeling from the sun.
Yeah.
I'm pale. I like the indoors, cool, lots of sunscreen, but we didn't have sunscreen. So basically, like the next single,
You didn't have sunscreen. You can buy it literally anywhere.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that part. I didn't know that we'd be roasted in the sun. So that was my director's fault. I'm a princess now, you know. I'm a
What were you
princess.
shooting a video for?
Well, if you can keep a secret.
Yes.
We got the next single is gonna have Dean on it, so it's called More Drinking Than Fishing. So we're basically out in the boat all day, just like he's tanned up. He's getting more handsome every second. I was just burning. You know,
No.
oh yeah, he had his sexy tan going on, and I was just like roasting. I was like, come on, man, like you gotta be kidding me.
Was that
Where'd
like
you,
a
where
little
in
bit of the
Ontario
most
did
time
you-
that you guys have spent together, you and Dean,
What's that,
doing a
sorry?
music video together?
Oh, that was the first time ever we did anything like that.
But is that the most time you spent together hanging out?
Probably, yeah, probably.
What was it like?
It was good. He's a cool dude. He's very quiet and stuff, but he's like, you can tell he's got a big heart, man. He's a really cool guy.
Sorry, Josie the Ontario and wanted to ask you about Ontario because you guys
Hey,
can fawn over your love of Ontario.
Where in Ontario did you guys go and shoot this video?
We did it up near Lakefield. So it was like 40 minutes away from where I grew up. Where did you grow up?
I'm from Toronto.
Okay. Well, you know where Peterborough is.
Yeah.
I'm like basically right outside of there in Millbrook.
Oh, no way. That's awesome. See, Greg, look at that. 2 Ontario kids just shooting.
It's a different kind of
shooting.
heat out there, you know. It's just you
different.
wouldn't know it until you've lived through the Ontario heat.
It is different. There's different kinds of heat.
There's no humidity out here, so it's just like oh, it's plus 30, whatever. But like in Ontario, it's plus 30. You need to get shelter everywhere.
See? I
Board
told you.
doors.
He thinks it's ridiculous.
Gosh, Ontario.
Dude, you'll see. You'll
Don't
be
worry.
that someday, and you'll be
Before
like,
the end of this interview, he'll tell you something about his old past as a bartender, because that's all he ever talks about. So it'll
Or-
come up.
If you're lucky, my trip to Europe when I backpacked.
Oh,
oh, that's cool.
So
I didn't even
pretentious.
get into that.
What's that?
You didn't even get into that with me. We actually, speaking of Europe, we may have a potential show in Switzerland, but I've never really
Hey.
been to Europe, so I'm
Oh
excited.
man, Switzerland is beautiful. Let me tell you about my time in Switzerland.
no,
I'm
don't.
It's beautiful until you check the price of hotels, and then you're like,
It's- dude, just stay at a hostel.
I'm bringing Marina and Levi, so I don't know.
I think there's family hostels.
Oh, is there?
Greg,
Have
the
you met-
tour guide.
Levi's a psycho though. He'd be robbing everyone's luggage, and yeah, it would be a bad scene.
What's his new thing? Because Peyton's into climbing things and locking herself in closets. What is Levi into? Because they're like the same age.
Well, we were just in Ontario, so he's definitely into climbing. He's trying to climb up like the side step of the tractor and stuff. And I'm just like, oh my God, dude, like chill out. It was all steel. Yeah, it's like danger central.
Has he like gotten into any mischief around the house that you had to repair yet?
Yeah, drywall, but nothing major. He just like throws things at the wall, and I'm like, all right.
That's your fault for teaching him to throw like that.
Oh, he's freakishly strong though. He's terrifying. So he like picks up the baby gate and stuff and just hucks it. I'm like, all right, nutcase. But well, I saw Steve. Steve's on here.
Not today.
Hi, Steve. I don't know if he can hear me or not.
Yeah.
Hola.
Oh, there you are.
Hey, so are you in Ontario right now?
Oh no, I'm home now. Yeah.
You're back in Calgary?
Yeah, I've customized the recording space down here since the last time you're here.
You told me I was going to be on some sort of like Facebook Live feature from that little music pit of yours, and you never got me on.
Oh my Lord, yeah, it's been a friggin' S show. It's just been a mess. But I have more coming up after some of these live shows are done in August. But it's just like, holy frig, dude. I hate technology. I just hate it.
Josie can run your technology side of things.
I'll run your technology side of it. I also love that you guys are both dads and you both use just the letter S to say that word. Like me and Gregg will be like alone in a room, not on the air, and he'll be like, "Oh, S," and I'm like, "You can swear in front of me. Like I'm not your daughter."
Has Levi had a parrot moment yet where he said something that you said and you're like, oh no.
Oh yeah. Well, I was building like a vocal booth or whatever for my studio, and you know how when you're building things you drop every word whatever in the book, and then even stuff outside of the book. But anyways, I was like downstairs or whatever after that, and then he's going up the stairs, and I'm just, thank God Marina didn't hear this, but like he's at the stairs and he drops something, and and I was like, oh no. Just clear as day. And actually he did it again. We went to get his tetanus shot, and we're in the clinic, and you know how you have to wait 15 minutes after you get the shot. So I was in there, and he was staying, because you know, like eventually we just ignored him, didn't give him a reaction, and then everything was fine. But like we were in the clinic, and all these like dads were in there just like hanging out. It was like a dad day. Everyone took their kid to get vaccinated or whatever that day. And then he just said it clear as day. You could tell, I felt the shame in the room. Like everyone just looked at me like I was just this horrid parent. They're like,
no.
I was like, I tried to fix it. I was like, truck? You mean truck? And then I was just like, it was too late. Everyone was just like looking at us. I was like, you know what? We're not going to wait all that 15 minutes. We're just going to leave. That's when he picks up a chair in the waiting room and says it again.
He starts like, slamming it across the room.
Oh man, what a wild. I know last year was disappointing because Marina was saying that she was so excited, I know you were too, to have Levi's first Stampede, and there was no Stampede. So have you been down there yet? Have you done any stampeding with him, or is that to come? That's definitely to come. We just got here. We landed yesterday morning, so we were wiped. It was like one of those 4 a.m. flights. Thought it was good because he'd sleep through it. That never happened. But
oh no.
Yeah, so we got here today, and hopefully it will swing out tonight or maybe tomorrow. Whatever the energy levels are saying for us. That's awesome. So what are you most excited to show him down? Is it rides? Is it games? Is it food? Like, what are you most excited for him to experience down at the Stampede? Is it the rodeo? What is it? The food or the rodeo, if we can get in there for sure. Because we're actually watching it on TV in the hotel the other night.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it's so cool. I love rodeos and all that stuff.
Is it good for kids? I've never been to a rodeo.
It's good. It's pretty kid friendly. Any I've been to is you know, anyone can kind of jump in there and it's all good. But was that a cool little bonding moment for you? Like, were you and Levi watching it together and having a little bonding session watching the rodeo together? I think he was just loving the hotel life. So I think he could have put anything on the TV and he would have loved it. But honestly, he just jumped right in the center of the bed as soon as he got in there and
tucked himself in and was just watching the TV. I'm like, this guy's putting on the Ritz.
He's just like dad, eh? I love that.
Oh yeah.
Now, what about you? Because you've done the Stampede both as an artist, right? But also as just like I'm gonna go to Stampede as just Jade, right?
Yeah.
Give me a favorite Stampede memory from both, as an artist and somebody who went down there just for fun.
I don't remember here. It was so long ago that I went, but I loved like just kind of walking around and seeing everything. And I did go to the rodeo, I think, as well, when I was really young. Like I mean, like we flew out here when I was like 5 or something like that. But any memories I have is it's just a really cool place to be. There's like everyone's there, everyone's got their hats on and stuff. It feels like you're in the Wild West. In fact, I thought Calgary was the Wild West. So when I moved here when I was 19, I thought it was completely normal to throw on a Stetson and walk in the shopping malls. But yeah,
Oh my gosh.
it's not at all. I was like, oh yeah, this is the norm. And as soon as I walked through the mall, everyone was like, who the hell is this guy? Like, it was really embarrassing.
Calgary takes a minute to get used to, I feel. Like, I don't know about you when you first got here, but when I first got here, I was like, I think I'm gonna go back home. And then after like a few months, I was like, okay, never mind. Like, this is fine.
Yeah,
but
I love it.
Takes a minute. Yeah, definitely hometown.
It definitely hit me hard. Like when I came here, my skin felt like it was just all the life was being sucked out of it. How dry it was. You know, I tell everyone like I'm way more gorgeous in Ontario. I have the skin of a young man again, and I just aged.
Same thing. Even my hair, when I go home, I'm like, oh my God, am I a model? Like, and then I come back here and everything is just so dry. It's very, very hard for an Ontario body to get used to. Greg is just rolling his eyes.
I didn't even know what conditioner was until I moved here.
Listen, we are sandpaper here in Alberta, okay? We're rough all the time. And we like it that way.
I think you've got a sensitive side there.
Me?
So have you ever seen, like, as an artist, like you've performed at Stampede before, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen anything that was like just crazy, like crazier than your kid throwing his own gate across the room? Like, just because people at Stampede go wild.
I have not, but I have played in Calgary before, and that was my first show ever on a tour, and it was a bar fight. It was a brawl, and it was actually one of my good friends that started, because there's a guy up, he's watching the show, and I guess he's like, this guy sucks, and my friend heard him, and you know, he's an Ontario boy, so we like to, you know, throw a few mitts, and I just watched people flying. I was just like, oh boy, like that was my first like crazy rowdy Calgary show experience. It was just, everyone was just, there's a mosh pit, and I didn't know what to do. I was like, do I keep singing or do I jump in?
Do I jump in?
Yeah,
were you mad that your friend started the fight, or were you like,
oh no, he's defending my honor. I kind of, it was all funny. No one got hurt.
Where was it?
I cannot remember the name of the bar. Is one of the, it was one of the bigger bars. I can't remember the name though. It's just
that's all right. Now we've talked to so many artists that are playing Stampede. Is this going to be your first post-pandemic show?
Yes it is. I'm really excited and terrified.
What are you doing to knock off the rust?
We did 4 days straight of like 10-hour days or 11-hour days, just practice. This, if I don't screw it up, this will be the best show we've ever done. Like, there's a lot of work that went into this one.
Okay, but why do you say that? So what's coming in this show that you think is going to make it your best ever?
Well, it's going to be a lot more original music, and like just more me, you know, like we were kind of covering like the top 40 to make people happy, you know, but that's just like bar music, right? That's not putting on a show. So we really dove into like my past and musical influences and stuff like that. And we're like, all right, like, and some of the guys too, we you know, we all fall in line with like our tastes, and we're like, all right, like let's throw some George Strait in there. You know, no one really does that anymore, and some Alan Jackson. So, and I'm doing some acoustic soloing and stuff like that, stuff I've never done before, which is terrifying but exciting at the very.
If you do Chattahoochee, I'm gonna pee. I'm gonna literally
not.
No.
We did it. It's one of those, we were on the verge of it, and we're like, is this too much of a bar song, and we all came to the conclusion that yes, it is. But we did last time.
One of your original songs that you're the most that you think's gonna get like the best reaction that you're the most excited to play?
I've never played All Night to Figure It Out to a crowd before.
Wow.
And there's a new rendition we did on Lucky. Like we kind of customized it, built out. You'll see when you're there, but it's got like we added a crazy guitar solo and fiddle, and that's another thing too. We have fiddle and steel on the stage now as well. So it's gonna be a big band. I'm really so excited.
Well, Brad from High Valley wrote All Night to Figure It Out. Am I remembering that right?
He did, yes.
And he's in town doing the evening show every night at the Stampede, so maybe you can sneak him over to be on that song.
I might. I don't know if we'll see. I'll give him a text. I know he's texting me the other day for maybe doing a supper or something. Cool. He's a busy guy.
If we end up at that show, Gregg, your song Close makes me die a little bit. And just like the words of it, I was telling this to Gregg earlier because I'm still like in the dating app world, like figuring my life out. And like whenever I'm like trying to convince myself, like, okay, you should really like jump into a relationship now, like you should be ready for it. That's one of the songs that I listen to that makes me go, okay, it'd be really nice to be in love right now. Like I think that would be really fun. And like that's one of the songs that steers me in the right direction. So if I hear you play that live, I'll probably cry.
I cry too. I'm joking, but no, that's amazing. I appreciate that. That's we wrote that so long ago. It's crazy how time just flies.
Yeah.
Thing. But yeah, when we were writing it, we really wanted to kind of capture that whole love thing, like a proper love instead of like, because it's country music, I don't know, it's starting to change again, thank God. But it was all like, short skirts and, hopping the console and whatever, right? And it's just like, shut up, man. Like, that's not how, George Strait wouldn't have done that. Like, it just drives me nuts.
It really is taking a turn, like on its way back. I've noticed, even just because I wasn't working in the country format for this whole time. I just started. I've always loved it. But yeah, for a long time, it was a lot of like Daisy Dukes and Little Boots and Moneymaker and like all that stuff. And now it's finally just kind of like a good time again,
Yeah, it's just like, if you listen to the old country, it's, romantic. It's not any of that garbage, but yeah.
Can I give you, and if this ends up going to number one, you owe me money, but can I give you a song idea?
Yes.
It's called George Strait Wouldn't Say That. And you just like, it's all about those things that he would say versus what is said. And it's like that like contrasty song. Like
that's good.
Well, you brought up George Strait a lot of times in the last, like, I don't know, 15 minutes that we've been chatting. But like if you like, you should do it like a George Strait, like kind of something like that. That'd be so cool.
So I listened to an artist. I don't know if you know him. He's a bit popular. He's called Walker Hayes. You know Walker?
I've heard of him. Yes.
So he does a song called "Shut Up, Kenny," and it's all about being in the car. And somehow a breakup Kenny Chesney song is always on after he goes through a breakup, and he's like, "Shut up, Kenny," and he has to change the song on the radio. Awesome. It's great. And so that's where my idea. I'm like, and Josie and I can write it with you because we just wrote a parody to Chris Young's famous Friends called Stampede Friends. So we'll come write it with you. And it's called George Wouldn't Say That. And I think it would be such a great contrasty tune. Might be a little controversial, but I think it'd be awesome.
Gregg, the songwriter, is just coming to fruition right now. You're going to quit our show and go start writing music.
May as well.
Hey, watch it.
I'm honestly only trying to get a position in Jade's band, as just like I go around and I hang out with him and we just party together and play video games and I help him write songs.
Don't hire him.
Hop on the Call of Duty. That's the only piece of technology I like.
And I'll do all of your interviews because I think we do the best ones together.
Exactly.
Let's do this. We do a Stampede, this or that. Just first thing to come to your mind, okay?
All right.
Would you rather go to the rodeo or the Chucks?
Rodeo.
Mini donuts or corn dogs?
Mini donuts.
Beer or whiskey?
Whiskey.
Rides or games?
Rides.
What's your favorite ride?
I don't even know. I haven't been on one. This is the first thing that came to my mind.
Can I interject with mine? Can I say one?
Oh yeah.
Stampede. I mean, sorry, tank top. Stampede or not stampede. Tank top or flannel shirt.
Flannel.
Okay. And if you were wearing cowboy boots and you could put a Mickey in the boot or a flask in the boot, what would you put in the boot?
Probably a flask. It's more sneakier, you know?
Yeah.
No one's gonna know that.
Speaking of boots, cowboy boots or cowboy hat?
Oh, yikes. Boots, I guess.
Line dancing or two-stepping?
Two-stepping.
Yeehaw or Yahoo?
Yeehaw.
No, that's actually wrong. You might as get before Friday night, get that thing. It's Yahoo at the Stampede.
Is it?
Yep.
Also, did you learn to two-step once you moved here?
Yes, absolutely.
Because you didn't learn in Ontario.
No. Everyone's like, yeah, we learned it in school. I'm like, oh boy.
Right?
I am in the Wild West.
So weird.
I do have to ask you, because you have been to Stampede, because somebody's going to see you on stage at Nashville North and they're going to say, I want to do that. They're going to take something away from you, and hopefully they're going to then start playing the guitar or get into George Strait or whatever it is. Is there an artist you remember seeing as a fan at the Stampede that will always stand out to you?
I've never seen an artist play at the Stampede. I'm very impatient. So I was in the line. I can't remember who I was even going to see, but I was in the line. I was like, I can't do this. And I laughed, but there is a few artists that I've seen that have been really inspirational to see. And I would say Alan Jackson was one of those guys. He didn't put on a crazy show. He just went out there and sang. And I was like, this is what I want to do. And then, it was really inspiring, and it was a really awesome show.
I always felt like I could hear his mustache when he would sing. That's how powerful the mustache was.
It really is, eh?
What does the mustache sound like? Like, what? How do you hear it?
There's just a bit of a bristle to each word.
Yeah.
Man, we appreciate your time so much. I hope we can see you on Friday. Give the family all the best, and hopefully we'll get to actually catch up in person soon, okay?
Absolutely.
When you're ready to debut the new song, you'll give us a call and we can debut it on our show.
You could. Anya's my girl. She's saying, I know you. Do not send it to anybody. Because
tell her you promised it to us that on the morning that it's released, you're jumping on our show. We're going to talk about the song and we're going to debut it with Gregg and Josie on Country 105.
All right. You leave it to her. She'll give me trouble if I agree to anything.
I know, but you just have to tell me. You let me know when it's going to be released and I'll go through her.
Actually, I have no idea, but yeah, I'll definitely will.
All right, buddy.
We're like in the mixing mastering thing right now, and I don't know if it's going to be next week, the week after. I'm completely lost.
But I know it's going to be a summer tune. It's going to sound best when the sun's out, right?
Oh yeah. Sun's out.
Also,
kind of song.
When you write that song about George Strait, give me writing credit.
Oh well, I'll give you a 70%.
Oh, Gregg, let him have it. Let him have it.
All right, Jade. We'll see you soon, brother. We appreciate you.
I write a song. Gregg wouldn't say that.
Yeah,
no,
perfect.
He would say it all.
He probably would. Yeah.
See you, man.
All right. See you guys.